Hello, my name is François and today I'm going to overview the method of negotiation commonly used by the Americans in a context of a meeting between Acquia and Kia, two US companies. Before looking into the exchanges in depth, I would like to reconsider the main features of the Americans' negotiations. I remind you that the American is not afraid of taking risks. Quite the opposite, blinded by the desire of success, he is capable of the worst to achieve his own ends. Yet, do not forget, as the cinematographic industry proved us enough, the Americans have a big sentimental side too, and their emotions can fast make tip the situation. Estimating the quantity over the quality, it is necessary to be able to propose to them the best, the most. Indeed, money is a key priority. As you might have heard already, time is money, then I shall not surprise you if I specify you that with the Americans, you should not beat around the bush, and quite the opposite, be very direct and take a stand quickly. The professional environment in the United States is a playground where the competitive spirit is not spared, what brings the American to become hard when the situation is suitable, especially during long silent breaks or when the other counterpart is not fair play. Usually, they do not give a lot of importance to the hierarchy and assume that everybody has a chance and start on equal terms. The status and the personal honor do not have a decisive impact. Generality does not prevail over individuality, and unfortunately some people can be close-minded and won't accept that things are not made in their own way. Very fortunately, the Americans remain generally flexible and thus tolerant towards unconventional negotiations because they challenge the game. Tolerant, for sure, but it's never expected that a culture can be better than their fabulous, valuable system, which is strongly based on individualism. Americans always focus on their own personal initiatives, what brings them not to give a lot of importance to the relational aspect in business. They limit themselves to a few body contacts to express an opinion. They can also raise their voice to express their authority and their qualities of leadership. The style of negotiation can also differ according to the origin of the counterparts, states of the North or states of the South of the United States. Acquia, having its head office in the capital of North Carolina, its representatives will show a very typical style of negotiation from the states of the South. On the other hand, Kia, having its head office in New York, they will thus show a style getting closer to that of the states of the North. So, subtle differences in their negotiation styles may occur. That's why we are now going to deal with these differences which emerge between the North and the South. For example, aggressiveness and competition can be more intense in the affairs in the northern and western states than in the rest of the country. The North seems to be more close-minded. The Americans usually like being very direct, while the South prefers to manage negotiations in quite a way without hurrying up. When Southerners decide to deal with Northerners, they can finally become more direct and speak openly as long as there is no risk of confrontation. Meetings usually start with a conversation revolving around the personal life, but in a very brief way, before shifting more seriously on a commercial matter. With the counterparts from the South, this beginning of conversation can last longer. Beyond the differences in negotiation between the South and the North, you should not forget that the United States represent a heterogeneous mixture of culture, Hispanic for example, and thus the style of negotiation can differ one more time between these groups of individuals coming from different cultures. Usually, the negotiation is a process of problem solving. We are not going to analyze the process of negotiation set up by Acquia to solve the problem of the company Kia in order to help them reach their goal. Most of the Americans hope to negotiate in a fair way, but some of them do not hesitate to use disappointing techniques even perverts. Let's hope that in the case which is going to follow between Acquia and Kia, we shall not have to notice this kind of practice and that the negotiation will end up in a just compromise.
Hi, Mrs. Raymond, how are you today?
Hi.
Welcome to Raleigh. We are so happy to have you here today. I'm Anna Solis, the Business Development Manager from Acquia.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
I'm
too.
very happy to be here as well.
Please call me Anna. Do you want anything to drink? A coffee, a tea, or a local little pastry? I can assure you they are amazing. They are the best of the city.
No, thank you very much.
Sure?
But yeah, I already ate you.
By the way, how was your stay at the hotel? Because we hesitated between two hotels, but we heard that this one had the best mattress of the city, so we were sure it would be perfect after your travel.
Oh my god, you cannot imagine. It was amazing. I slept so well and I have so much difficulties to fall asleep. Thank you.
Hear that. Really glad to hear that. By the way, yesterday when I was booking, I met a fabulous young artist. He would perfectly fit with your brand philosophy and business. I would be glad to give you his contact.
It's a very nice of you, but maybe you can see that at the end of the meeting.
Sure, you
Okay.
can. Please have a seat.
Thank you very much.
And make yourself comfortable.
Thanks.
So, let me talk to you a little bit about ourselves.
Yeah, sure.
We are the leading provider of cloud-based digital experience management solution. We offer multi-site platforms, and our unique message is to provide the fastest way to deliver and govern digital sites at global scale. We want to give to our clients the possibility to marry digital business and IT with a common platform and governance. Now, I would like to ask you a few questions to understand further your problem and to be able to provide you a solution which will meet perfectly your needs. Is that sounds fair to you?
Yeah, perfect. So actually we're facing consequence growing of popularity, and we would like to find new solutions to deliver new clients digital experience and optimize our fan engagement as well and conversion by respecting, of course, our deadlines.
If I have well understood, your business is a booster to drive customer engagement and conversion and create notoriety for your client's brand, including one of the most famous and prestigious star, Leo DiCaprio.
Yes, that's it.
So you need a new system to handle this popularity growing. But what is the real objective? I mean, can you explain me the process of creation?
Yeah, well, the process is quite long and quite complicated, so let me summarize you a little bit. First, you need to propose a template and profile that to the client. Once this is done and the budget is accepted as well, a contract is written. Then we have to inform every of our suppliers and ask them a deadline. There are many two ways between suppliers and Kia and our clients until the confirmation of every step of the process. And finally, when every step with every supplier are confirmed, we deliver the profile to the client and we monitor the project over the long term.
How many clients do you have? What is your number of clients objective?
Well, I would say that with our growing popularity, we hope we will double the number of clients we have over the 2 years.
Wow, nice objective, nice challenge for your company, and I'm sure you will achieve it, even if it must be hard to meet every client's expectation while keeping the same quality of work. As I know, it is a competitive advantage.
Yeah, well, and in fact, we already struggle managing all of the portfolio and providing different qualitative customization for each of them.
I can understand, because this is a problem we are facing the most with our clients. But what exactly restrained the customization management of your portfolio?
I would like to say that our main problem is that we work within a disparate website creation and delivery platform that require timely customization.
Why is this customization process very long?
Well, it is very long because it requires different skills to fully understand every client needs and maintain their development. It also takes a lot of time because there are a lot of participants in our process, and so on the customization becomes very, very complicated with this lack of standardization.
Well, the criteria problem to solve here is the time.
Yes, exactly. And as we already struggle with deadline, we are afraid that in the future, with our growing popularity and situation, we won't be able to meet every demand with the same quality and on time. And worse, having to turn down some valuable clients. And of course, we don't want that.
Okay, let me summarize everything. If I understood well, because of your heavy process and your numerous suppliers, it is difficult to manage every customizable process easily. So on, you need standardization and harmonization in your process to optimize your business proposition while keeping your competitive advantage, which is quality of customization and monitoring.
It's exactly what we're looking for, yes.
Well, you don't need to worry anymore about that because time management is our specialty. Let me explain you why. We create a digital platform which bring harmonization in processes and make them way more fluent and faster. We can create for you this kind of platform, but with options of customization so that you can keep your specialty. Let me tell you the roadmap so that you understand fully everything. The first step is to create our awareness of your objective and problem, to have basis and information to help you. This is actually the step we are doing right now. And then we define the real problem to solve with you. Then we propose you with lots of detail and explanations, options. Later we assess the solution, and finally we transform and build the new platform.
I like this idea, but I heard your price were very high.
Yes, indeed. But like you, we want to offer to our clients a competitive advantage, which is quality. You know what I mean. Our quality service is our monitoring behind installation of the platform. And you should know that we are the only one on the market to propose that.
Yeah, but we don't want you to monitor. I mean, why should we let you under that?
Do you know Amplifon?
Yeah.
Well, they are the worldwide leader in hearing aids market. The price is higher than the main competitor, which is Audrey. Do you know why they are still leader even though the price are much higher? Because they don't just sell a solution for hearing problem. Indeed, they offer medical monitoring over the long term to support the clients when there is a problem, to give advices, to optimize the solution. We are in the same context.
I don't know. It remains still a huge investment. I mean, I'm sorry, but why should I trust you?
Our prices are generally a little bit higher than our competitors.
Yeah.
It's true. But we justify them by providing a long-term monitoring. We handle the process from the beginning to the end. Moreover, we also train your employees with the new template. And once everything has been tested and works well, after everyone is confident with the process, we step back, but will always be present if needed. We really want a partnership and a long-term relationship. It is what makes us very different from the competition. I would like to set up a meeting with some new clients we have, which had the same problem as yours. I particularly have one in mind in New York, as well with a similar story, the similar problem. It could show you the website, how it is different now and how it was before and why it works well.
I really like this idea. Thank you. It's very kind of you. I would be glad to meet him and ask him a few questions.
We can do it next Friday morning if you want. The director told me he was in town all weekend and available for a meeting.
Yeah, well, let me check my schedule. Yeah, Friday morning works for me, and I think it also works for my director, so yeah, great.
Perfect.
Let's do it Friday morning.
Perfect. I hope you understood our wish to help you. By the way, I was really happy to meet you and to learn more about your business. I love what you do since the creation of the company.
Yeah.
How have you convinced Leo DiCaprio is so fabulous?
Thank you. Well, I don't know. I was so motivated. It was easy to convince him. I like him so much and what he's doing.
He's so perfect. I love even Shuttleiron. And Anyway, I'll send you the contact I have taken yesterday in the hotel when I was looking for you. You still don't want any pastry?
No, thank you. I'm trying a new diet.
Same here. I'll send you a reminder email for the meeting in New York.
Yeah, that's very nice. Thanks.
Okay.
So, thank you.
The
for
cab
having
is
me.
waiting for you in front of the main entrance of the building. Let me go
Yeah.
with you.
Oh,
Okay.
nice. Thank you very much.
After watching this video, you know how a negotiation process should go on to be worth it. To be successful in a negotiation, you should be careful to every step of the process because each of them is important. First of all, the approach. It's the first step and the most difficult one to achieve. The approach step is for you the opportunity to catch the interest of your interlocutor and to show him you're worth it. If you miss it, you miss the deal. While the approach, you should be very confident, be a good talker, and remain friendly in order to arouse curiosity. Once the contact is well established, you must totally understand.
Refais la phrase aussi, c'est pas grave.
Once the contact is well established, you must totally understand your client's needs to fit them the best you can. Don't hesitate to ask him what he exactly wants, for which purpose, for which kind of structure, in how much time. Then, when you have understood your client's interest behind their position, you should get their need because the time has come to present him a sustainable solution. Show him how you can fix his problem, in which ways you are going to help him. Tell him why you are very essential to his company. Once everything is clear, you need to gain commitment. You need to make sure they will employ your services. If your counterpart is not yet ready to conclude a deal, don't give up. Ask for a second meeting, for another demonstration, but for sure, don't miss the exit. During all those steps, you should always be listening, understand full, and be patient. Do your best to make the client happy and eager to work with you. Don't remain on your position, always keep in mind that you should separate the problem from the person. Also remember, in a negotiation, each part is trying to reach its best interest, and in order to obtain the best result for each part, you should make compromises. So never stay locked on your first idea and stay open to the dialogue. It was François Petitjean for TF1 Information, Learn How to Negotiate program, and let's see you on next Friday to learn the best practices with a new culture. I hope you enjoyed my typical French humor. See you guys!